doing this filter because I've been coaching for 12 hours today and I'm tired and I have no makeup on and I just did this and then I realized I didn't do this. This is a very long story. I had two clients today that said, I now know that I am in an emotionally abusive relationship and I now know that there's a word for that and that word feels scary. I don't know what to do. Now I have knowledge, I don't know what to do. 3 people have said it to me. This is what you do. You start educating yourself. You can read about narcissists. You can read about abusive personality. You can read about signs of abuse. Start looking into it a little bit and getting right with the reality of what's here. When you look at the signs, don't try and tell yourself that one of them doesn't work for you or one of them doesn't feel aligned. Just if that's coming up in your relationship, it's coming up in your relationship. Don't tell the other person that they're abusive unless they are receptive, open, don't realize they're doing it. You have a history of good conversation. If it's a toxic person that tells you you're wrong every time you open your mouth, don't tell them that they're abusive. Just work on protecting yourself. Start setting boundaries. You might want to pick one area that you can set a boundary. For me, it was being yelled at. When I was getting yelled at, that was my first boundary. I was like, I'm going to leave. Not the room, the house. I'm leaving the house. Obviously, this is different if you have kids. I didn't have kids with this person, although I have a child. But I would leave. And this never really happened in my home because of said child. But if we were in his home and he was yelling at me, I would leave. I started there, and then I eventually was like, if you scream at me at the phone, I'm hanging up the phone. If you tell me what I feel, I'm stopping. I'm not engaging anymore. That gave me enough space in my mind to begin to see a pattern that was forming, and I was now learning all this information and new vocabulary. I felt good about what I was learning and that I knew what was happening. After that, I started to explore what a trauma bond is. And so that's what you can do if you're just understanding that this is emotional abuse and you don't know what to do. You can start there. I have a course about this called the Relationship Recovery Course. It covers a lot of that if that's helpful to you. If it's not, you can do all the things I said on Google.